Raw Nerve. I named it Raw Nerve because it was my hope that I could talk to people and not look for a tabloid story. There's enough of that. Enough of the stuff that where they try to make people look bad. My thought was to talk to people, and in these first 13 personalities that you'll recognize, and try and find a place in their character and who they are and what they are that would that we've never seen before.
The reason why I started doing improv in the first place, I started with doing it with the cast of the Drew Carey show. We used to go every Thursday to the improv and do improv together.
I remember reading that.
But it was a cast of a sitcom and doing, making up our own stuff all together on stage. And I loved it, and that was my little, FU to all the other shows. That's really the reason I did it, is just to show up, yeah, I'd love to see, the cast of these other shows show up without the writers and be as funny as we are.
So it would be along the means of having a conversation with somebody and suddenly lurching into a one-on-one exciting conversation where you discover you have an enlightenment about that person you're talking to through something they've said.
I tried to do stand-up comedy when I was in college once for a few months, and I was really terrible at it. But I tried for like 4 months. It was awful. But I knew this disc jockey from then that I met at the comedy club, and we'd always been friends. And we were talking on the phone. I was telling him about, man, things at work aren't good. And he said, well, if you ever think of any jokes for my radio show, because he always thought it was funny, I'll pay you. And I went, really? Because he worked in Connecticut at the time. And I go, how much? And he goes, I'll give you like $10, $15 a joke. So I was making $400 a week, in a good week, $450. And I thought I could make an extra $100 a week if I could come up with like 10 jokes for this guy. I didn't know how I was going to do it, so I went to the library and I got a book on how to write jokes.
I don't have an agenda. I know a little bit about the person, but not too much. And there's the joy of discovery.